Hello.
Hi, guys. We'll get started. Danielle Lerner.
Rafael, specifically talking about defense, how do Jabari and Tari, those rhyme, shift the potential of this team?
Well, they're both two-way players, and they're really long and they're very athletic. So, I think they fit what we're trying to build. They're rookies too. So when you talk about defense, there's a learning curve, or they will be rookies. They're not even that yet. But we're really excited. They're really super talented, and we, we're really, really excited. This has been a good night.
Jonathan.
I couldn't hear you, Tracy. Did you say me?
I did.
Oh, okay, thank you. Rafael, did you have any advanced knowledge of how the first picks would go, and what was that time frame from Orlando's pick to when you were on the clock? What was going on in your offices?
No, I did not have. No, but we were definitely prepared. Like I think that there usually is, like especially in the world, the social media world we all live in to some extent. It's very easy for there to be a groupthink that is completely divorced from reality. And so I had a lot of people tell me that they knew exactly what was going to happen, and I always thought that was kind of funny because I didn't. I did figure that I probably had some information advantages over the vast majority of people. So it was interesting that they were so sure. So we were ready, and that there were a couple phone calls to make, but we made them, and we're really excited.
Jackson Gatlin.
Hey, Rafael. Last year you spoke highly about Josh Christopher, his defensive upside, kind of using the Drew Holiday comparison there. So I'm curious how you feel about the defensive upside and versatility of the players selected tonight, and if there are any current NBA players that you liken them to.
I'll start with Jabari, and the answer is no. I think Jabari is really interesting. I think he's just so big. So I think, and he does move exceptionally well. He moves his feet really, really well on the perimeter. I actually can't think of any. And he's doing it in college. So I don't know how it translates to the NBA. We're hoping it translates perfectly and quickly, but we'll see how that works out. But I don't remember anybody at his size in college, kind of with his kind of lateral, his ability to stay in front and contain and contest and everything on the perimeter. And then he's also good on the interior. So he has some kind of unique skills there. And we're excited about it, but I don't know that there's a natural comp. And then Tari's, Tari can play defense, man. And so, but again, like at LSU, they played an interesting defense that doesn't really resemble many college defenses and no NBA defenses. So it's gonna, he's gonna have to learn how to translate it. But he plays really hard, and he's a great athlete, and he's very committed on the defensive end. He makes, there's some defensive players contain, and then some very few are playmakers. I would definitely consider him a playmaker on defense.
Hey, Rafael, you told us during the draft process, I think last month, that it's 99% tape for you when you're evaluating players. Jabari shared with us before the draft that he only worked out for 2 teams, didn't include the Rockets in those. When watching him on tape, what stood out to you as strengths and translatable skills to the NBA that he has?
I did notice that when he shoots it, it usually goes in. Yeah, that was what I noticed. I mean, he, like I said, on defense, I think he's really interesting, and I think he's probably the best shooter in the draft. And again, at his height, that's extraordinarily unusual. So we're beyond excited to have Jabari.
Hey, Rafael, just curious, I saw a lot of people had, Ty mocked around that 17th pick where you guys took Tari. I guess, what was your reaction to him kind of slipping to said 29th pick and how that all went down.
Yeah, that happens every year. There's somebody who, well, first of all, the mocks are mocks. They're not real. And lots of variables. And every year there's a really good basketball player that slips. I'm going to hold off on answering that. Sorry about that. So yeah, just joking.
Yeah, we can't talk about that until it's official. Adam's Poland.
Hey, Rafael, were you able to see Tari and Jabari in person at any point during their college seasons? And just when you were watching on tape, were there specific games with either one that really stood out to you?
Yeah, I saw them both in person. I don't know. In terms of like, in terms of specific games, no, that's not like, there's tons of plays and other things, but no, in terms of, I guess the way I would do my evaluation, like the problem is just to give you some further explanation as to why it's not, it's like, the problem is games are like good games and bad games, and basketball's a team sport. It's not an individual sport. And so it's important to divorce the player you're studying from the greater context of his team and the emotion and the wins and losses and everything else. Because all that other stuff isn't really projectable. You have to really understand that guy. So for me, the focus wouldn't be like, did he have a great game, or was he hugely impactful in a game that they won, or that was really close, or they overachieved or something like that. It's much more a body of work and making play after play after play consistently, not even just during a game, but over the course of a season.
Brian Fairfield.
Rafael, what is your expectations for one of the youngest teams in the league?
I think it starts with play hard. Like, we need to play hard. And, I think we need to work hard and we need to play hard. And I think that is, I believe we will. And so that's the primary expectation. And if you consistently outwork the other team, I think good things will happen. And, exactly what they are is going to be dependent on a lot of things, many of which are still TBD. We don't, we've just started the off season. Like our roster is far from certain at this point. So we have to put the whole thing together. But the one thing I guarantee you my expectation will be is that we're going to play hard.
Hello, Mr. Song. Hope you're doing well. Adding two different players like Jabari and Tai in a young group like you have in Houston, what gives you confidence and the excitement level about the future of this franchise?
Yeah, I mean, this draft is I'm really excited about the draft. I think we're going to bring in really, really talented players. I said that a month ago or whatever, when I had no idea who we were drafting. I now know who we are drafting, and I'm doubly as excited. This has been a really, really good night. But when you ask me about the team, it's much more than just the rookies coming in. It's the guys we have here, and I'm unbelievably excited about them. And my they've been here, they've been working, they've been grinding, they've been getting better. And I think what you're going to see is an improved group from last year on an individual basis. This guy's going to be better than he was last year. That guy is. And I think the team will be more cohesive. We're going to know each other. One of the things that's really tough about putting together a young team is that they haven't played together. It's not just that they themselves are rookies or second-year players. It's also they're not familiar with their teammates. We should be better on that front. We should be improved on that front. And I think again, it's about the work and it's about improvement. Those are our keywords.
Hi, Rafael. Did you guys have any discernible preference among these top bigs? Was there any real consideration of you guys moving up or off that spot from number 3?
So I don't comment. I started to answer because it's a pretty easy one, but I don't comment about trades and trade discussions that don't happen. So I'm not gonna comment on that. What was the other part of your question? I apologize.
Did you find any discernible preference with your front office among these top 3 bigs?
So this was a really, I can't talk about other people's players either, but I'll just say at the very top of the draft in general, immensely talented guys who are very different. We're one of the things that was really that we felt really great about was we felt like we were going to get an unbelievable talent where we were, and we feel like we did, and we knew that going in. And so yeah, we're really happy. We're really happy.
Rafael, at the watch party, fans were riding the wave. When Banchero got picked, they go, oh, boo, oh, no. And then when Holmgren went second, they cheered. And then, of course, when you got Jabari, they really cheered the loudest. But I want to ask you about, was it coincidence that all three guys are from the SEC, or is this by design? Or, I mean, what is it about the SEC players?
No, it's coincidence. It is definitely 100% coincidence. Yes, definitely not by design.
But is it what is it about the skill set of these three players that an SEC players in general? Is there something there that you're seeing?
No, but what I can, I'm here to talk tonight about Tari and about Jabari, and as it relates to those two players, like, I'm really excited, not because they came out of the SEC, but because I think they both have a chance to be like really, really impactful NBA players. And so we're really, really excited to have them. In terms of their skill set, yeah, I mean, both these kids play really, really hard, and they're dynamic, and they're athletic, and they're long. And I think they fit the way the NBA is moving and has moved over the last 5-6 years. And we're just really excited about that. The SEC is an amazing conference. I definitely admire everybody there, but that's not to say that the Pac-12 or whatever other conference you have doesn't have, isn't doing the same stuff. Basketball is basketball, whether you play it in Turkey or Brazil or the US or whatever conference. We're just looking for good players.
Thank you.
Rafael, you've touched on this in a variety of answers, but specifically talking about Jabari, how meaningful and important was it for you and your organization that he was sitting there at number 3?
No, it was huge. It made my night. So no, we're really excited. We think, he's a super important piece of the puzzle. So yeah, I do my best not to give a lot, but that when I was in Chicago for the lottery, that was a good night, and today was a good night. So tonight was a good night. So no, we're expecting really, really good things from Jabari, and he's going to be an enormous part of what we do, and on a going forward basis.
If I could ask a follow-up, similar kind of question about Tari, with him being there for you at 17, how important was that?
Yeah, I mean, there was no guarantees, and this is true of every team that is picking 17. You never end up picking your 17th ranked player. And I'm not going to tell you exactly where we had everything ranked, but he was somebody that we were extraordinarily high on. And so we were sweating bullets there as our pick came up. And again, I think he just is, he has a chance to be really dynamic. So we had a really good night tonight, and we're really excited to get started. Honestly, to get started tomorrow.
How do you think Jabari and LP kind of play off of one another? And is it your hope to see them on the floor together a majority of the time?
I don't know about a majority of the time, but I think they play off each other extraordinarily well. Alperen is, an elite passer, especially for a center. That is a skill he possesses that just very, very few centers have. And the better, And so people who can put the ball in the hole, that really, really helps. And so I think they complement each other extraordinarily well. I do think that Jabari is, your prototypical kind of 4 big wing, whatever you want to call him, with just a ton of size and length that'll really, really help us out. So I think Jabari fits not just Alperin, I mean, our entire team. I think he's a seamless fit with our current group. I think Tari is too. So I think both these guys, largely the rest of the group is kind of the group that you saw on the floor towards the end of the season. And certainly we think we played pretty well towards the end of the season. And I think Jabari and Tari can hit the ground running. Well, at some point there, I mean, I do want to keep realistic expectations. These guys are also rookies. So they're going to have a learning curve, and it's going to be, we don't know what it is yet, but having said that, their skill fit, both of these players, their skill fits our existing group wonderfully. One question I was asked, I don't know, last time I did this a month ago or whatever, one of you asked me about fit versus talent. And I said, you just take the most talented guy. And we did. So obviously you can imagine, since I'm telling you how seamlessly they fit, how happy we are that they were also the most talented people available. That does not happen often. So we are extremely excited.
We'll take 4 more. Kim Davis.
Hey, Rafael, can you talk about, and I know you don't know yet because they haven't gotten here, but what you think this means for your defense, just collectively with these 2 players?
Yeah, I mean, they're rookies. So our defense needs to improve. I think it will. One of the reasons it's going to improve is because I think all of our players coming back. The biggest reason it's going to improve is because I think everybody who's already here will be better. There is a learning curve to the NBA. It tends to be steeper on defense than on offense. But I will say, in time, I do think both of these guys, if they work as hard as I expect them to, and if and if everything goes the way we want, they want, I think that they project to be extremely capable plus defenders in the NBA. But when and how and the impact on the group and everything else, that's all TBD. I would never say that a rookie is going to step in and be a savior. That's just not fair. It's awesome if they do. And again, we'll just have to see how it all works out. But that isn't the expectation. Is that in time they become what they should be, which is plus defenders in the NBA. But I'm not going to put that on them on day one. We'll just see what we get on day one.
Oh, sorry, they couldn't hear you there, Tracy. Rafael, congrats on your draft tonight. Just had a question about the versatility. You touched on a little bit of both of these guys, Jabari and Tari. Most have kind of projected them to be 4s. Can you speak on the sort of versatility they have, if either one could play some small ball 5 or a wing projected out into the future?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. A lot of when we talk about position for us at the Rockets, we tend to focus more on defense than on offense, because we think on offense, you can get creative, you can do different things with a lot of guys, not with all guys, but with a lot of guys. In time, not day one, in time, we expect Tari to guard 1 through 5. I think that's what he did in college. And I think there's absolutely no reason he can't do that in the NBA. Not full time at the 5, not full time at the 1, but I do think he projects to be one of the more switchable defenders in the league, just based on his size and athleticism and natural ability. I think Jabari is going to be able to switch 1 through 5 too, probably just because he's bigger. He'll be more a 3, 4, and 5 defensively. But I think in time, both these guys could be really, really good and really, really versatile. There's absolutely no reason they can't do it. And they're both exceptionally hard workers. That's our background on them. We work hard here. We'll help them with the learning curve. And again, I'm really excited for the future.
Last question, Chancellor Johnson.
Rafael, you've mentioned putting pieces together of a puzzle a few times now. Now that you've gone through this draft process twice, and I know some of these new guys obviously have not played, but how's that puzzle shaping up to you right now?
We're excited. I think, I think a year ago, I was sitting here saying we're going to be fun. And I actually think we were. I think we were a fun team last year. And I think for kind of our day in and day out fans, I think we lived up to that hype. I think we'll be fun again, and I think we're going to play really hard. And I think, and I guess, for right now, that's probably the puzzle. It's like be fun, be exciting, play really hard, and improve every day. And and I do think as a team, as an organization, we definitely got more talented today. And because we got more talented, I think it was a good day. We improved. And so, that's kind of where we're at. Every day is about that. And now that once we get those guys in, it's going to be on them to match the work ethic of the guys that are here. We work hard. I don't doubt that they will do that. My background on both these guys is that they work really hard, and they've both individually committed to me that they can't wait to get here and get to work. So that's what we're about, and that's where we're going to go. Thanks, you guys. I'll see y'all tomorrow, I'm guessing. Take care. And sorry, I know it's always a late night. Believe me, I'm more tired than you, but we'll see you guys tomorrow. Yep.